It is well known that hot areas and cyclone preheaters in particular are among the most dangerous places in cement industry, as dealing with hot meal can especially be a potential source of severe injury. Build-up and blockages in a cyclone preheaters are often the causes of serious accidents due to the hot meal that emerges suddenly at temperatures of up to 900 degrees centigrade from the rodding openings during cleaning work and when removing the blockages. Recirculation of minor elements, such as alkali, sulfates, and chlorides, takes place during clinker pyroprocessing, and it is one of the main reasons for coating formation in the cyclone preheater. If compared to other clinker components, sulfates and chlorides are characterized by lower melting point. Their stickiness facilitates the adhesion to hot meal and dust, contributing to form buildups and plugging in the lower part of the preheater tower. Buildups are also well correlated with kiln operation and burning conditions, raw meal composition, type of used fuel, and main combustion features. The frequency of coating removal or poking depends on the specific situation on site and can vary between the extremes of several times daily and once per day, that depending on the raw materials, fuel, and the plant technology. Blockages in the cyclone areas or meal ducts can be caused by the gradual closure of narrow cross sections, or through a sudden fall of coating, castable and bricks, which closes the cyclone outlet or meal duct. When preheater plug releases, the hot material flushes and endanger anyone working in or near the preheater tower, as it is usually difficult to detect and can lead to serious injury. Preheater accidents are mainly attributable to inappropriate actions by the personnel in charge of removing the coatings and cyclone blockages, rather than to a lack of safety equipment. Throughout the history of preheater tower cleaning, severe burn injuries have occurred, and fatal accidents, such as dust-related eye injuries and mechanical injuries resulting from the handling of rodding equipment. Therefore, there is a pressing need for the further improvement of occupational safety in these areas to protect operators involved in clearing work at the cyclone preheater from burn injuries in case of hot meal flushing or hot gas leaks. Cement Technology will review in this video the golden safety rules of cleaning the preheater tower through describing the proper instructions, procedures, and organizational measures for the safe removal of coating and blockages. First of all, preheater tower cleaning requires trained and competent operatives at all times. That means all the working team members must attend training about this specific activity and be duly authorized. All the team members of cleaning must wear the personal protective equipment or PPE dedicated for this operation. They must be trained and instructed to use it before opening the first poking hole, and never leave it till completing the job. Provided PPE must be appropriate to the hazard encountered and comfortable, as it is one of the factors that make operatives wearing PPE all job long. Preheater build-up cleaning team members should wear at all times the following set of PPE. Safety helmet with hanger screen to protect the face. Neck, shoulders, and torso should be covered to avoid hot material burns due to gaps between helmet and clothing. Depending on the duration of the operation and the atmosphere, a ventilation system coupled to the helmet can be added. Safety shoes with aluminized gaiters as a protective screen to avoid projections to enter inside the shoes. They must be put under the pants so that there is no way for material projections to reach the feet. Protective garment made of non-flammable material. Garment can be found in a single piece, known as uniform, or 2 pieces as suit and pants. Aramids are a good example of non-flammable materials. They are fire resistant with good mechanical properties. Using alumina sheet as external cover for the garment protect you against heat radiance and hot projections to stay on the garment. Alumina garments are a little bit heavier, so a risk assessment should be performed on site to determine if the garment needs alumina or not. And the last PPE is the heat-resistant gloves with long cuffs. Long cuffs are highly recommended in order projections not to enter under the sleeves and burn arms or hands. Although the personal protective equipment is very important for the personal safety during preheater cleaning, PPE is the last control measures to be considered under the hierarchy. Isolating of all air blasters before opening any cleaning hole. Protect employees from a number of hazards, including exposure to high pressure air, exposure to hot material dislodged by air blasters, and potential discharge of material from the system caused by loss of suction. Ensure that the working floor is free of material, tools, or rubbish, and generally speaking, free of any object that can lead to slips of the working team members. From this point of view, roading tools should be stored in a proper and dedicated place to avoid lying on the ground. The number of employees in the cleaning area must be kept to a minimum and must include one person acting as coordinator. This person must keep a visual contact with the performers at any time and has to be in permanent link with the control room through walkie-talkie or any other communication device. The duration time of opening poke holes must be as short as possible. Open one door only at a time. Closing open door before opening other one is a must. The performer or poker, and generally speaking, all cleaning team members, should remain above the level of the blockage they are cleaning. All the team members should avoid standing in the direction of the flow. The poker who involved cleaning should stand as far as possible from the cleaning hole. The other team member should never stay in the trajectory of the material. They must stand on the side of the door and behind the door, so that the door is acting as a protective screen in case of flushing material. Team members must always have the performer in direct sight. All team members' activities should be carefully coordinated, as work at one point on a preheater like firing an air blaster can create significant hazards to personnel working at other locations. In case of routine cleaning or unclogging, start from the upper doors and perform going from upper floors to lower floors. All maintenance works and activities in or near the area affected by releasing blockage or other routine cleaning work on the preheater should be avoided, as the workers may also be exposed to hazardous conditions if hot raw meal flush. In case of using high pressure water lances and cleaning the preheater, further aspects have to be taken into account. The high pressure water jet lance is a long metal tube equipped with a trigger that is fed with high pressure water. The water is provided through a high pressure unit and a high pressure pipeline that feeds each lance. Each high pressure unit can be operated locally or by remote control. Note that the water pressure may reach up to 1000 bar, which can cut a body in two parts. Each working place in the preheater tower has to be equipped with a remote control for switching on or off the high pressure water unit, especially in case of emergency. The coordinator must always keep in hand the emergency pressure stop remote control in order to shut down the water flow in case of needs, and never leave the remote control unless it is in off position. Before starting the job, performers must ensure that there are two egresses from where they can escape in case of emergency. Users should position themselves so that their face and head are not over the lance or in line with the port or door. High pressure pump must be locked when not used. In case more than one high pressure lances are energized with the same high pressure water unit, each one of the non-used lances feeding pipe must be locked. That means it must be physically impossible to use two or more high pressure lances at the same time. Never activate the lance trigger if the lance is not pointed inside a cyclone. High pressure water feeding circuit must be locked when the lance is not used. Roding tools have to be equipped with hands protections in order to avoid fingers to be crushed between the roding bar and the casing. And finally, it is essential to equip each hose connection with whip checks in order to avoid the uncontrolled motion of hoses in case of break of connections.